Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about films and images into the JFK assassination. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I've been going over some of the comments and stuff and some of what people's been sending me and everything else like that through my email stuff, stating that, I claimed I was in JFK assassination research for 13 years. And how do they know that in that 13 years I didn't put these people in their positions, like the gunmen, put them in the films and images and Oswald and the Dillard image and all this other stuff, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present, again, as I said, in my research, I've always got to prove myself, okay? Other researchers don't have to prove themselves, okay? Other researchers don't have these questions they have to deal with. I'm the only one who has to deal with these kind of questions. I'm the only one who has to keep on proving myself. These other researchers don't have to prove nothing. All they got to do is say, hey, you want to see my evidence, buy my book. You pay for their book and stuff, but if you have questions, don't answer because it's all just, they're not even going to tell you any answers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I went ahead on the internet. I pulled up some images here. And as you see, they're talking about the Dillard image and that they're seeing somebody in the window and stuff like that, okay? And this is what got me curious about what's so important about this image. Someone here is talking about, well, you can see the mouth and the ears and glasses and everything else like that, right? And you also can see a badge, a police emblem on her side and everything else like that. Same as you see in these images here. They got somebody's face circled, as you see right here. And, to me, when I was sitting there going over this kind of stuff, and I was like, it does look like there's somebody there, okay? But who knows who it is? No one knows. The only thing we know is you see the Dillard image, and you look at it and say, well, yeah, it looks like there's somebody there. Then, they got this image right here, which is a pretty clear image, but still not too clear. It's not it's like probably about a fourth or fifth hand copy, but as you see, it's still blurry a lot. You can't hardly see it. So as an investigator and a researcher, I said, well, the only way I'm going to find out who this person is, okay, is let's go ahead and order first-hand copy and see what we can see in it, okay? Is it still blurred out or one thing or another? Because remember, when you're looking at images, like I said, the best images to work with is a first-hand copy. Any copies after that is kind of hard to deal with or even review. So I went ahead and ordered it. Then when I got it, the scan image, here it is right here. Now as you see, it's very clear and everything else like that. I get it and I zoom in to reveal who that person is. And hey, it's Oswald. Okay, it's Oswald. You can see it's Oswald. So when I got this, I said, well, if I present this, okay, people's going to say, hey, this is a hoax or one thing or another. Okay, I've already thought about all this stuff. But then again, at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to hide this because this is evidence. It's got to be shown. It's got to be seen. Okay, and then when I presented it, again, everybody comes out and says, oh, either I altered the image or someone else altered the image or one thing or another, But when I sit there and I'm like, wait a minute, okay, people are not looking for answers to me. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, people's not looking for answers now, because if they was looking for answers, okay, they would say, hey, there's the evidence, let's accept it. That's it. But no, they want to sit there and keep on starting about this and starting about that. So let's zoom in off of this image here. That's we can find over the net. You can find over the net. Okay, this is as far as you're going to be able to zoom in. We can see there's somebody there. Now let's go over here to the first-hand copy. Okay, what we're doing is we're getting actually a clearer image. We can see this is the same. This is the same right here. We see there is a neck right here, and we see there's a jawline right here, and we can see an eye, and we can see the top of the head, and we can see another ear right here, but it's not too clear. It's more dulled out. But here now we have a clearer image, but people still want to say, oh no, this stuff has been added into it. Just like when it comes to the Mormon photo. They're going to sit there and say to me, oh, well, you add these gunmen into the Mary Mormon photo, which I'll show you right here. They said I add this into it. And then it was so somebody added into it because they're not in there. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to go on the net. As you see, we're just hooked up on the net. And as you see over here, I went ahead and bookmarked Mary Mormon photo on AOL search. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over, let's grab this one right here. Now, okay, the Mary Mormon photo, JFK player and witnesses. Okay, this is on JFK players and witnesses .wordpress.com. Okay, here's the page where you find the Mormon photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to view the image from this. Now, you can't zoom in too much on it, so what we're going to do is we're going to right click, but we're going to delete it as soon as we get done viewing this. We're going to save image as is, which you see it says Mormon full, and we're going to place that in this file here that we're in. Okay, you see the file we're in. So we're going to save it there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to shrink this. We're back off AOL. Now here's the Mary Mormon photo that we just got off the net. Now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on that location. And when you know it, both gunmen are right there. There's one gunman there and there's one gunman there. Now, people says I add this into it. But as you see off the internet, here we see the two gunmen inside of shelter number 3. Right here and right here. There's the gunman's head. There's the rifle. Here's his arm coming around. Here's the other one with his eyes, his cheek, his nose. Rifle sticking out right here. Same thing in the Mormon photo. Okay, so this proves that, hey, no editing, no altering has been done in any of these films or images because you can find these images on the net as well. Now, people sit there and talk about the Zapruder film. Or they sit there like they said, probably I added it into it. Well, let's go ahead and let's pull up frame 402. Okay, here's 402. Okay, this shows the bullet ricocheting upward, as you see right here, as I point out, right? And believe you me, I wish that at the time when I started ordering these films and images, I wish they had these on the net at that time, but they didn't, because it would have saved me a lot of money. I guarantee you that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the internet. We're going to go back now. Close this out right here. Now we're going to go back up here to bookmarks, which you see right here, which it says Zapruder frames, right here, which you can find this again on the net. Now remember, we pulled up, this is frame, right here, frame 402. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to 402, which is right here, which I'll shrink this so you can see I'm clicking on frame 402. Whoops. Let's shrink this, because I know I'm over here, so they can say, oh, no. Okay, here's frame 402. Now we're going to click on it. And what do we see? Well, wait a minute. Whoops. We'll shrink this for a moment. Let's raise this back up. This is off the net. And this is the frame that we have up. And as you see, they're identical. There's that bullet ricocheting upward, and there's that bullet ricocheting upward. But they say, wait a minute. They say, I had this stuff in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back here, raise this back up. Now let's go to frame 416. That'll be right here. Okay, this is for frame 416, and as I point out, hey, a bullet ricochets and hits a sign on a lamppost. Now let's go back to the internet, and we're going to pull up frame 416, which is right here, which, let me shrink this, so you see, here's frame 416, okay, frame 416 right here where my cursor is. Let's click on it. We're going to zoom in, and wouldn't you know it, okay, wouldn't you know it, here's the frame that we have on our file, and here's the frame that we're seeing on the net. There's that same frame. And hey, wait a minute, there's a bullet ricocheting in the frames that I ordered. And there's frames right here that has the same bullet ricocheting right off that sign. Now, the reason why I'm making this video, and the reason why I'm showing some of this stuff, okay, is because, like I said to people, if you don't believe my research, fine and dandy, don't believe, you don't have to pay attention to me. I also sit there and tell people, You know, I never did understand, if you don't believe in my research, why are you watching my videos? Okay, I'm an outspoken person as well. And some people says, well, I can't believe you because you don't talk properly. Okay, properly. Okay, I guess before you can talk or say anything, somebody's got to have a PhD, I guess, before they can say one word, because if you don't have a PhD, no one's going to understand you. Like, can you understand the word people? Or should I say persons? Or should I say tomato? Some people say it's tomato. Some people says potato. Some say it's potato. Okay, so it doesn't matter because we know exactly what we're talking about. It doesn't matter how you pronounce the words or anything else like that. But I want to make this video here to show people that nothing was added to these films. Nothing was added to these images. But people want to do this all the time. They want to make these comments and everything else like that. Okay, I don't know if they're trying to make comments to make themselves look big, but they want to make these comments and says, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Just like one comment was on there, was like, well, you're right about 13 shots. And you're right about this or that. But you're wrong about everything else. Oh, I'm right about one or two things, but everything else I'm wrong about. Because of the position of the gunman I have and I present. Okay, I'm not sitting here, when I do my research, I'm not sitting here adding nothing to it. Like I tell people, I colorize images. I add the color to it. I add the color to it. Don't add nothing else to it, just the color. And the only reason why I add the color, so we can separate the black and white objects and everything else that we see in the films or images, excuse me, and separate the shadows and stuff, so we can see fully what does the image hold for us. What kind of information does the image show us? Excuse me. Allergies are really kicking hot because it's real hot today. It's close to 100, and you know, everything's just like, whew. And people with allergies, you know what I'm talking about. But like I said, you know, I get these I don't get these compliments. I get these bad comments all the time, either by email or on my videos or one thing or another. Just like I said, if you don't believe in my research and stuff, why watch my videos? Okay. You want to make your comments and stuff and say, hey, I disagree, that's fine and dandy as well. Okay. I have no problem with that because everybody understands, I understand especially, that after 55 years of hearing everybody else is talking about their research and everything else, which I'm going to make another video on that, and you probably want to see that one because I really get into it on that one. But if, you know, we're all being brainwashed by what we hear from the past, from people. Just like I point out here. You know, they're going to say a gunman was behind a picket fence, but, you know, you see in the films and images, there's no gunman. You know, see what I'm saying? So why say there was a gunman there when there wasn't? Okay? The gunmen were over here behind in shelter number 3, right behind Mr. Prude or Mrs. Setzman. People says, well, someone was that close to him with a gun. You know, why didn't they either drop, or why didn't they do this, or why didn't they do that? Well, I showed you in this in Orville Nick's film, that Mrs. Setzman was covering up Mr. Pruder's ears. Okay. If there was gunmen behind them, okay. Hey, even the Newman says, hey, they fell to the ground because they said they heard the shots coming from right behind, directly behind them, and them bullets was whizzing past their head. So yeah, they're going to jump. They're going to fall to the ground. Okay, but as I pointed out, hey, maybe they was in on it. You can never tell. I mean, Mrs. Setzman got paid $50,000 after the assassination. 50 grand she got. That's a lot of money. You know, and Mr. Spruder got paid as well. So, you know, there's a lot of money there. But like I said, you know, people want to sit there and say bad things about me and my research, and I got to constantly prove myself. Okay? You know, I was sitting there thinking today, after reading some of the comments and everything else like that, and all this, and I was honestly sitting there considering this, you know, when the documentary's done, okay, the only ones probably ever going to get a copy of the documentary is the people that helped sponsored it. And the reason why I would say something like that is because pure simple fact of it is that people that's going to make comments, bad comments about this or bad comments about that all the time, about just on videos and stuff. So why present the documentary to them? Okay, present it to the people that believes. Present it to the people that wants to know the truth. Okay, that's who deserves the documentary. That's the reason why I want to make this documentary. Because of that. Because people are looking for the truth. People's getting tired of the same old stories. people's getting tired of just hearing a story. They want to see something. They want to see real ballistic tests in front of their faces being done. They want to see actual real images of gunmen from those locations taking their shots and everything else, which no one's ever presented before except for me. And because I present the real evidence and the real facts, this is why I get bombarded with hatred. I get bombarded with people with their bad comments. People ask me tons and tons of questions. But all these other JFK researchers, just like Robert Groden, you go talk to Robert Groden ain't going to hardly say 2 words to you. You got his guy helping him talk for him. He does all the talking stuff. Robert Groden just sits there just like this and just listens. Okay, and signs his books or signs his DVDs as you're paying him money. Okay, you ask him a question, there it is, it's in the book. The answer is in the book. You want the answers here, buy my book. Okay, just like me, I don't force my book on nobody. I'll tell people about my book, but that's it. I don't force it on them. If they don't want to know the answers, they don't want to know the truth, that's fine and dandy. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to present the evidence I find. So don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. I just want to make this video here to explain some things, okay, that people's going to sit there and say one thing or another, and I always got to constantly prove myself. As you just seen here, this is an image from the internet right here. And they said I add these guys into it when we got this image right off the internet. And you can see both gunmen. There's one gunman and there's the second gunman right here. We got this off the internet. And I showed you frames from this Zapruder film that I have on my files that I ordered, and frames you can actually get for free now on the internet, as I pointed out right here. Okay, on this site right here, you can get them for free. I ordered my Zapruder film in 2005. This thing was up since 2006. I never even know nothing about it. I just found this site here today. Matter of fact, I found this site when I was looking up some things about, you know, when I was reading the comment, they said I was adding things into it. So I seen that and I was like, okay, well, I want to present this and show people, because, you know, I get tired of people telling or saying bad things about me, and other people's probably going to take them wrong when they sit there and make comments and saying, oh, well, you added the people in there, or you did this altering, or one thing or another. And as I present here, again, present evidence that these gunmen in these locations, these shots being fired and everything else, has been in front of the public's eye for the past 55 years. Okay, the reason why I found them is because when I did my research, I done it with my eyes open. Sorry to say it that way. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, showing anybody disrespect or nothing, but someone had to keep their eyes closed to pass up all this information that's been in front of their eyes. So don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Share this information, other information from my other videos and stuff on social medias and stuff like that. In the description down below, you always find a site where you can own my book, Evidence of Conspiracy. The only book you'll need in JFK assassination. And if you still want to make your donation, the site will be there as well. Thank you, and you all have a pleasant, pleasant day.